Good morning, Monroe. Today is Thursday, April 30th, 2020, and today we are celebrating Ava Lynn in kindergarten. Happy birthday, Ava Lynn. Today there are 4 features. We will start with a book by Mrs. Brooks, Craft Corner with Mrs. Brandt. Miss Petrosky has a special feature, and of course we will end with a joke of the day with Miss Jill. As always, friends, be kind and leave a legacy. I will see you tomorrow.
Hi, everybody. Today's book is going to be a nonfiction book dealing with our theme this week, which is about insects. So we are going to read a nonfiction book called Big Bugs. Now remember, a nonfiction book is something that is not made up, meaning it is a true book. It is full of factual information about bugs. So I want you thinking about, what type of big bugs do you know about? What do you predict will be inside this book today as we read? Let's see. So, bugs are a kind of insect. Bugs have 6 legs like other insects, such as beetles and butterflies. In this book, we're going to talk about big insects, scorpions, and spiders that people often think of as bugs. The giant water bug is the largest bug in the world. A giant water bug can kill a frog or a fish twice its size. Ugh. The Goliath beetle of West Africa is the heaviest insect in the world. It is over 4 inches long and weighs nearly 1/4 of a pound. That's about the size of an apple. Can you imagine seeing a beetle the size of an apple? Despite their weight, Goliath beetles are able to fly. They zip through the air like bullets and can break glass windows. And here you can see their actual size. The giant cockroach of South America is the largest roach in the world. It is about 3 inches long. It gives off an awful smell, so it won't be eaten by its enemies. But some people keep giant cockroaches as pets. Would you keep a giant cockroach as a pet? The bulldog ant of Australia is about 1.5 inches long, about the size of your pinky. This ant has powerful jaws and a mean sting. Bulldog ants will attack anything that comes near their nest. And here's their actual size. The female tarantula hawk wasp stings a tarantula and paralyzes it. She lays her eggs on the tarantula. The eggs hatch in several days, and the young wasps feed on the body of the tarantula. The lanternfly of South Africa is about 3 inches long. The top of its head looks like an alligator. The top of its head is also hollow, like a peanut shell. No one knows why. Robber flies can grow to be about 2 inches long with a 4-inch wingspan. They hunt ant flying insects, even bees and wasps. The largest robber flies live in South America or Australia, but many large robber flies live in the United States, where we live. Huge dragonflies lived over 300 million years ago, long before the dinosaurs. They had wingspans of 30 inches, about the length of a person's arm. Most dragonflies today have wingspans of about 3 or 4 inches. Dragonflies are great flyers and can catch and eat insects in mid-air. That's been my favorite insect so far. Oh, I like this one too. Bird wing butterflies are the biggest butterflies in the world. These colorful giants from Australia have a 12-inch wingspan. Wow. They fly so fast that people can't catch them with their nets. Instead, collectors try to knock them down with a blast of water. Atlas is the name of a giant in early Greek legends. The Atlas moth of South East Asia has a larger wing area than any other moth. Its wings cover about the same space as 2 pages of this book. Wow. Adult atlas moths don't have mouths, and they don't eat. They quickly mate, lay eggs, and die within 2 weeks. A praying mantis doesn't pray. It is really waiting quietly for an insect to pass by. When a mantis catches an insect, it feeds on it like a person eating an ear of corn. This walking stick is over 1 foot long and looks like a piece of dead wood. It moves slowly at night and feeds on leaves. Lizards, birds, and spiders will eat walking sticks, but they have a hard time spotting them. The bird-eating spider of South America is the biggest spider in the world. It is as large as your open hand. Bird-eating spiders catch and eat birds and other small animals. An African giant scorpion can grow to be 8 inches long. The giant scorpion hunts for insects at night and tears them to pieces with its large claws. Most bugs are tiny and weigh about as much as a feather. The bugs in this book weigh dozens of times more than most other bugs. That is why we call them big bugs. So I am not the biggest fan of bugs, specifically not big bugs, but I do find nonfiction books very interesting because they teach me a lot about bugs that I've never seen or heard about before. So I hope you've learned a lot about bugs today. I challenge you to go outside and see what bugs you can find in your backyard. Have a good day, Monroe.
Good morning, Monroe, and welcome to Bug Songs with Miss P. Today, we're going to take a look at this bug. Now, I want you to think, what do you call this bug? I can't hear you. Can you scream a little louder? I can't really hear you. Did you say isopod? What about pill bug? Sow bug? Oh, I know what you called it. A roly-poly. Did you call it a roly-poly? These little bugs are called roly-polies, but they have a lot of other names too. Like I said, isopod, pill bug, sow bug. There are actually 2 different kinds of bugs that you call roly-poly. We're going to take a look at the difference between a pill bug and a sow bug, but they both are called isopods. Before we take a look at the difference of the 2 different kinds of bugs, we need to find them. Where can you find these bugs, you ask? In your bed? No. How about in your laundry? No. You can find isopods under rocks, under leaves, on the cold, wet ground. Let's go take a look. The first place we're going to look is underneath rocks. I actually have this brick pathway here, so I'm going to take a look under there. Let's see what we find. Oh, there's one. Now, let's look under some leaves. Follow me. Not under there. Not under there. Oh, there's 2. 1, 2. Oh, there's another one. We know where to find them. Let's take a look at the difference between a pill bug and a sow bug. I promise you, the song is coming. Now that you know where pill bugs and sow bugs live, let's learn about the differences. On the left, there are 3 pictures of a pill bug. On the right, there are 3 pictures of a sow bug. Now, thinking out loud, I want you to tell me one thing that they have that are the same, a similarity, and one thing that is different, a difference. I'm going to give you some think time. Did you come up with anything? Let's see if your similarity and your difference is on the list. Pill bugs are different from sow bugs because they have a round shell and they can roll up into a pill. That's why you call it a roly-poly. Sow bugs have a flat shell, spikes on the edge of their shell, and they cannot roll into a ball. They both have an exoskeleton. They live under rocks, leaves, and in the dirt. They eat leaves and grass that are rotting, and they're both called isopods. So now that we know where they live, what they eat, their names, differences and similarities between them, now I think you're ready for our song. Our song is to the tune of Jingle Bells. I'm going to sing it one time through. Then you can pause this video and try to sing it by yourself. It sounds like this. Isopod, isopod, where can you be found? Under leaves, under rocks, on the dark wet ground. Hey, isopod, isopod, you have a hard round shell. Pill bugs and sow bugs are different, can you tell? Thanks for coming to this segment of Bug Songs with Miss P. Next time you're digging in the ground, I hope you can tell the difference between a pill bug and a sow bug. See you next time.
Hey Monroe, welcome back to Mrs. Brandt's Craft Corner. This week we were focusing on insects, and I'm going to show you how to make an insect sun catcher. So I went online and I found some images of insects that were just black and white, and you're going to want them to be pretty large. If you can't do that, can't find them online, you can always draw them, but we want them to be open, and I'll show you why. You're also going to need some sort of plastic. This is a sheet protector that I'm going to use. You could use a plastic Ziploc bag, and you could also use, sorry Mrs. Ward, your take-home folder, the red take-home folder. The front of it has like a clear pocket, and you're not going to need that anymore this year, so you could cut that clear pocket off with your parents' permission and use that as well. You're also going to need Sharpies, definitely a black Sharpie, and if you have colored Sharpies, that'd be great. If you don't have colored Sharpies, you need some sort of marker that's like a pigment marker that won't be washed away with water, that is like a permanent type marker. If you have paint pens, they would work as well. Okay, I have my plastic piece. I cut it open and I'm laying it out, and I have my two bugs that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to take those bugs and I'm going to put them underneath my plastic. I'm going to tape the bugs actually to my plastic so that they don't move while I'm working on them. Once you have them taped on, you're going to flip them over and take your black Sharpie, and we're going to trace anything on this image that is black with your black Sharpie. Once you've outlined your black on your bug, keep it on the plastic so that you can see the lines where you're going to be. You're going to take your Sharpies or your pigment markers, and you're just going to color in the bug any color that you want. You can use multiple colors, just something very colorful. And you're going to color those in on the front of the plastic. After you've colored the front of your insect, you're going to peel the paper off the back, and then you're going to flip it over so that it's backwards. And you're also going to color in the back as well. That way the color will be more vibrant. So go ahead and do that. I wanted to point out that it might be difficult, depending on what surface that you're coloring on, to actually see where you're coloring when you flip it over to the back. So I just put my white piece of paper underneath so that the colors would pop out and I could see where I'm coloring so that I don't miss anything and I can stay in the lines a little bit better. Once you have both sides of your sun catcher colored, you're going to take scissors and you're going to cut around the black line, trying to leave as much of the black line as possible. Once you have your insects colored and cut out, you can then attach them to a window. Mine are actually sticking with static. If they would start to fall down, you could use double-sided tape or some sort of a suction cup or something to keep them up. I hope everyone enjoyed this edition of Mrs. Brandt's Craft Corner, and I will see you all next week. Bye, Monroe.
Hello, Monroe. Miss Jill here. Joke of the day. With a bonus joke. How do fireflies start their races? They say, ready, set, glow. Next, what did one firefly say to the other firefly? You glow, girl. Bye, Monroe.